Today we've got a reading for you about somebody who's going through a bit of negative karma or getting some consequences for their actions. I've pulled two cards from the romantic Lenormand, but these two cards are not very romantic. We've got the mice and the whip. It's the first time I've ever pulled the whip card for the two initial cards, which tell me what the core message of the reading is. So don't let me forget, I have to tell that joke. But we've got somebody here who played around with fire and didn't think that they were going to have any consequences, didn't think that there were going to be any problems that would create a fallout, and they're realizing now just how foolish their decision was. So the mice can talk about loss and the whip can talk about punishment. Someone is experiencing a loss as a way to tell them you need to change your behavior. You can't continue to pursue things this way, or you can't continue to treat people that way. So it's really hard for me not to start a reading without turning around and doing the wind chimes for you all. So thank you for being patient with me on that. But if you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. If you missed it, for those of you that are in the stars and the towers tiers, and missed because of the technology issues I had on Tuesday, our members live stream, I've offered to do a quick yes or no question for you in that comment section. So make sure you see that post. And thank you for being understanding this week. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Dana. Hello, Renee. Hello, Music. Hello, Voyager. What's up, Carrie? Who am I missing here? I think I got you. Oh, hello, Chase. How's it going? Beyond that, Skemmy, I need your email address for your reading. Otherwise, let's dive in. I think we're going to start with the Spanish tarot. Oh, and one other thing. I also posted this morning. I should have made it like a poll or like a voting thing, but I made a bunch of candles. In fact, the one that I've got lit right now is more of a basic one. I really like see-through containers with white wax and a nice smell, so that's why I have that one. This one's apple, cinnamon, vanilla. This one is a peppermint one, and then I also made smoky pine. But I posted on the community part of my channel if I were to sell candles that are natural, just basically wax plus the essential oil for the smell, no dyes or anything, if any of you would be interested, because I would be willing to sell them to you all because it's fun to make them. But yeah, answer on that post and I would appreciate the feedback. Hello, what's up, Matt? How are you doing? Hello, Selena. Thank you, Junior. Hello, Egyptian Empress. How we doing? Hello, Raymond. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the tip. What makes my ex want to come back before end of year? I got you. And Raymond, I generally start the personal questions right around 30-35 minutes, but you would be the first one, of course. So I appreciate your patience. Hello, Gab. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into like gimmicky things, but I'm a little bit picky about the direction my channel takes. I don't want you to feel like I'm out here just like reaching for dollars. That's not really the goal. But if there are other people who are maybe concerned about what kind of wax or what kinds of things are in the candles you buy in your stores, and you just want something that smells good and isn't going to, you know, leave those weird black marks on your candles or on the containers. Yeah. Exactly. All right, so Spanish tarot is being a little bit delayed, almost as if to remind me I didn't tell the whip joke. If you're new to my channel, This is a core element of my channel. If I don't tell a joke, I get in trouble. But it's a joke I've heard over and over again my entire life. But anytime the whip comes out, I do in total have 4 of them, but I only have 1 here with my collection today. So that's kind of impressive. But here's the joke. The whip. No, no, not the whip. The whip. No, no, please, not the whip. The whip. No, no, please, anything but the whip. Anything? The whip. All right. I love that you guys enjoy that. And yes, members get to have the whip emoji. Thank you to Johnny for that. All right, now I think we can actually continue with the reading. So this person is experiencing loss and experiencing a form of punishment because of their actions. This one feels like a tricky person, somebody who might be a bit stubborn. We have El Emperador, or the Emperor, in the reverse. I'm sorry, the reflection was probably difficult on that. Someone who feels like they have control, but they really don't have control. And then we have La Estrella, or the Star, also in the reverse. Sorry, I have to cover up the nudity or YouTube gets all weird, even though they're just like drawn boobies, but you know, whatever. Star in the reverse and the Chariot in the reverse. I'm not gonna lie, this is some pretty negative energy. I've pulled 5 cards total, and sorry, the door popped open, which is a little bit weird actually. Okay, yeah. This person has the Mice, the Whip, Emperor in the reverse, Star in the reverse, Chariot in the reverse. All of these cards are indicative of somebody who has like willfully put themselves in a difficult situation because they were probably just a little bit arrogant or expected that they would be able to make something work. And with the Chariot being in the reverse, this is like, no, that's not gonna work out for you. There's no way for you to move forward on that. So they may be getting a little bit desperate. They may be trying to figure out new and creative ways to get around this gate or this obstacle that's in front of them. Hello, Grindard. How are you doing? Hello, Max. How's your day? Hello, Starboy. What's happening? Wow. Okay. So then we also have the Moon in the reverse, the Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Wands in the reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like this is somebody who just has bad intentions. You can't trust this person. They're always thinking about what is in it for them or how they can improve the situation to get more out of this. This could be a very materialistic person. They may put a lot of stock in what they own. They might be the type to brag about, oh, I got a new car. Oh, I bought a new home. Oh, look at me buying another jet ski. This person would be obnoxious in my book, but they feel like what they're doing is telling everybody what they bring to the table or how great they are, right? I don't think this person is very well liked. I think people tolerate them. Oh my. And now we have a Queen of Wands. This is somebody who's unimpressed. Look at that expression on her face. She's like, oh, that's cute. You have a yacht? Interesting. But like, what else? You have anything of substance or just like things you buy? Like, are you just telling me that all you are is your money? So like if you were to lose all your money, you would have nothing tomorrow? Is that what you're telling me? This person's a little bit like, I don't know. I've heard better. You know, like this is not a big deal to me. Hello, Erkin. How you doing today? Oh, sorry about that, Grindard. Hey, Donnie, do not call me mommy. I do not like that. You do have a second part right, though, so that's cool. The devil and the tower. Right. I don't like this person. I really don't. This is somebody who likes to keep people feeling like they owe them. So this whip could be somebody who's getting punishment or dealing with negative karma because they've avoided it for so long and it's kind of added up. Might be quite the spectacular show of karma at this point. But this is somebody who, because people don't naturally gravitate to them or because people don't really like them, the word unctuous comes to mind. This person leverages like transactional relationships because they can't really easily come by the ones that are more emotional. So it's like, I'm going to buy my friends, or I'm going to make my coworkers hang out with me, or I'm going to spend a lot of time with my family because they can't walk away from me. Whatever it is, this person doesn't have a very healthy social connection with people because they are so materialistic and self-absorbed. I'm trying to find a way to show you this devil card because there's some really interesting art. But I have to cover up the nudity of the people below. I just want to show you, like, I don't think they'll get mad about that, but maybe they will. There's like a face on the devil, and the devil has, how can I show you this? I don't think I can. Eyeballs on the knees. Wait, maybe I can show you. Okay, see right there? So this is somebody who likes to employ people or likes to get people like on their side, but they're constantly wanting the scoop, wanting other people's information or looking for people to spy, tell me who I can trust, because this person at the end of the day really can't trust anybody. They have to buy people. People don't really like them. Hello, Carmen. How are you doing? Always nice to see another Carmen. Hello, Kingly Eagle. How are you doing? Thank you, Grindard. Let me write down your questions real quick. Has she been talking about you? Did we make it official? I sure hope you did. We're all excited for you, you know. Has anybody asked? Do you mean like family? And, aw. All right, I got that for you, Grindard. Hello, Skippy. I would ask you to be please respectful in the live chat or I will block you. I'm just gonna remove your comments, but I hope you have a good day regardless. Oh, that's awesome, Grindard. So the power's in the reverse because this person feels like they have a network of people they can control in order to avoid the normal consequences, which is another reason why I feel like this is somebody who probably uses money or transactional relationships or connections in order to avoid fines or consequences or what most people would feel are deterrents to poor behavior, right? Of course I would. Thank you, Carla. Hold on. I need to know what song that's from, Mike. With no handlebars. Please tell me. It's going to drive me crazy. I mean, I can look it up after this reading, I guess, but... So now we have Temperance in the reverse. This is someone who causes chaos everywhere they go. It's like they're a vacuum. They make offers or, you know, throw money around here and there, but it's always in their best interest. It's never in a charitable or generous spirit, We have we have the Page of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Four of Wands in the reverse. Aww. Yeah, so there's bad news that this person ignores or largely just kind of assumes is going to go away because they have so frequently been able to avoid court problems or avoid jail or not have to pay fines or get things for free. They have this perception that they're above everybody else. And they're about to realize that this is something they can't just make go away. They can't bribe this person, or they can't evade this consequence. And it's because of this Queen of Wands. Remember, of course, the Emperor does not need to be a man, and the Queen of Wands does not need to be a woman. These are energies I'm reading, but this is saying basically we have somebody who is not impressed and not nervous or intimidated by this Emperor in the reverse, who probably throws their weight around quite a lot. Instead, this Queen of Wands is just kind of like, you don't scare me. You've got a lot of bluster. You talk a lot about yourself. You want everybody to be nervous around you. I don't know. I've seen like 20 of you before. You're not special. They end up encountering somebody who is so unimpressed and so unwilling to alter things to please this Emperor in the reverse that whatever connections or approaches have been used in the past, they're rendered useless at this point because the Queen of Wands is not interested in shortcuts or appeasements or bribery, you know? Hey, Flower, how are you doing? I've been good. Thank you, Grindard. Hello, Michael. Hello, Jalissa. What's up, Rachel? I hope you're having a good day. Anybody got fun weekend plans? This is the Weird Cat Tarot. We've got the Nine of Swords and the Page of Swords again. We just had that in the... Oh, no, we had the Page of Wands. Excuse me. So, look, we've got somebody who is getting not so great news. This is like, hey, I haven't had to pay that fine. I've been able to park in the coolest parking spot every time. Or, you know, if I was late paying rent, nobody cared. This person's probably not paying rent, though, if they're throwing money around. I don't know, maybe they are. But this is somebody who's used to someone dealing with them in a pretty easy way or letting them get away with whatever they want. And all of a sudden, there's a new sheriff in town. This new sheriff is a Queen of Wands who, look at that face, not impressed. They're like, I don't care, rules is rules. If you miss the deadline, then yeah, I'm gonna charge you a late fee. If you break the law, then yeah, I'm going to arrest you. Oops. Like, what do you, why is that a surprise? The Queen of Wands is unyielding or unwilling to make exceptions or change the rules for this Emperor in the reverse, which means they're in trouble. Interestingly, so I switched to a different tarot deck, right? Now I have Temperance in the reverse, clarifying Temperance in the reverse. I am no math wizard, but I'm pretty sure that's like, I think less than 1% probability that we would have the same card clarifying, right? This is somebody who all of a sudden is realizing what they thought they could easily deal with or a storm they could definitely weather. Now it's like serious. Like I'm picturing that scene in the movie Twister where people are like, oh, we're really in trouble here. Like it's tearing things apart. Thank you, Flower. I got you. Let me write that down real quick. Right track. And for love. Will I ever be? Oh, I sure hope so. for free. Awesome. I got that written down for you. Thank you, Flower. Gab, if you're talking about a private or like a personal reading, that starts at $40 USD. Just depends on how much of a reading. I do have 4 different options as far as the length of reading. You're welcome, Flower. I don't offer that on the menu, Ice Pop. And I don't know, maybe this is a little bit strange or people don't know this, but I view the gift that I have as a way to see things for other people. I would say when I try, or when I have in the past tried to see my own future, it will give me warnings or a little, you know, like maybe you need to change this, but it's not one of those things where I see as clearly for myself as I do for others, because it's not meant for certain things, right? If I try to use it to win the lottery, it's not gonna work. That's not what it's for. My gift is to help others. So, yeah. That's how it goes, right, Rachel? All right, what else do we have? And when I do personal readings for you, by the way, there are no advertisements. I usually get that back to you within 24 hours of receiving payment. Usually faster than that, but just depends. Especially with that internet, man, when I was uploading personal readings on, what was that, Tuesday? It was literally taking like 3 hours to upload a reading. All right, so we have the Page of Pentacles. Someone who's trying to bribe, someone who's like, here. But if I give you this strawberry, will I still be in trouble? If I slip you this $100 bill, can you make this go away? Materialism, King of Pentacles in the reverse. Money solves all of my problems. That's how they feel. And this Queen of Wands is like, not with me. You didn't say the magic word. Is that Jurassic Park? Or Richie Rich? Help me, you guys. I can't remember which one it's from. It's either the like, the Velociraptor dude for the password in Jurassic Park, or it's when in Richie Rich they're trying to get into the giant president carving thing, whatever that is. Hello. How's it going, Tucci? Hope you're having a good day. So we've got Knight of Cups, 2 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. My. So if I can't pay you off, then what if I try to seduce you? Really? That's where we're going with this? I did not see that one coming. I mean, I guess I should have. This is somebody who's, yes, very materialistic and used to getting their way. But apparently this is also somebody who feels like they're attractive enough to, if the money doesn't work, then maybe I'll just bat my eyes at you a couple times. Please, Mr. Officer, don't give me a ticket. Okay. They're going for it. They're like, if you don't like the money, what if I flirt with you a little bit? I don't know what you're into, but let's try. This person's determined to avoid problems, and they're trying to figure out what the weakness is for this Queen of Wands. But the Queen of Wands is associated with this strength energy, very fiery energy. I don't feel like this person is interested. 4 of Cups, Knight of Swords in the World in the reverse. Rejection, up and down. I don't want your money, and I don't want your kisses. You smell funny. You smell like entitlement, you know, like you think everything's yours. This Queen of Wands is actually, I think, kind of relishing the idea of being the person to say no to this Emperor in the reverse. Else parting the sea for you and moving the world, and oh yes, whatever you need, sir. Doesn't have to be a man. But this Queen of Wands, who doesn't have to be a woman, is like, no, I'm gonna say no. and I'm gonna enjoy it. Because I think this person has a little bit of a meltdown. I don't care if they're 55 years old and clearly should be mature by now. This person is gonna throw a temper tantrum. They're gonna be like, but I don't ever have to pay fines. Those rules are for other people, not for me. Hello, Outlaw, how's it going? Thank you for liking. I appreciate it. What else do we have? We have the Ten of Swords. Judgment. I've made my decision. You have to pay that fine, or you can't do that thing, or you're going to jail, or you don't get to keep that money, or whatever it is. No, you're not getting your way. The Queen of Wands has made up their mind. I'm not changing my mind, and the matter is considered resolved. Move along. Maybe next time. And by the way, I won't have any trouble sleeping tonight because I know I made the right decision. They're a little bit like proud of themselves. Like, I'm not falling for your tricks. I'm not interested in what you have to offer. Seven of Cups. Of Wands. Now we're getting to the point where the Queen of Wands has to like make this official, right? Taking action with the Three of Wands. So this would be like filing the records, or updating the records, or maybe even posting something in a newspaper, or saying something on a news channel. But we have this Queen of Wands saying, this is the right way to do it, and I'm going to do it, and I know you don't like it, and that's just how it's going to be, but like, you're not going to change my mind. I don't care how cute you think you are or how much money you have. Like, keep it moving. This is not what the Emperor in the reverse is used to hearing. They are used to hearing yes across the board and getting whatever they want. So this is a difficult thing for them, right? Ah, sorry about that. Hello, Blessing. How are you doing today? This is the Wild Unknown. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Five of Wands in the reverse. So now we have desperation moving to a little bit of a darker, what am I trying to say? Plan. This Emperor in the reverse tried to bribe, tried to flirt, got rejected on both accounts, right? So now they're thinking, okay, what do I do to change this decision if this person is unwilling to change? Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is somebody who wants to force the Queen of Wands to change their mind because they still feel like they should be able to get their way. Hermit in the reverse. They are refusing to learn their lesson. They're refusing to believe that there's something here that they just have to accept and not get their way. This Emperor in the reverse is stomping their feet saying, no, I don't want it like that. This is why we started with the mice and the whip. They could deal with this loss. They could deal with being told no. They could deal with an outcome that is less than favorable, but it feels like they're digging in their heels. They're not willing to accept this person saying no or telling them they have to deal with these consequences. So they're looking to get creative. What can I do? Can I get you fired? Can I ruin your reputation? Two of Pentacles in the reverse and the Five of Swords. Because if you're not going to give me the answer that I want, I will find another way. You have now become my enemy. You've become my opponent because you will not take my bribe or, you know, my offer of undying physical attraction. Whatever the flirtatious energy was, right? Hello, Steven. How are you doing? Hello, Off the Grid. I hope you're having a good day. Two of Swords the Devil in the reverse, and the Ten of Cups. What I love to see right now is even though our Emperor in the reverse has basically decided I'm going to start a war here, they have underestimated this Queen of Wands. They look at this Queen of Wands as, you're not that powerful, you don't have the friends that I have, you're not as well connected, I could win this easily, I have all this money. They don't realize with this Ten of Cups, this is a very interesting Ten of Cups, by the way. The way that it's drawn, it comes through for me as there's a lot of protective energy around this Queen of Wands. Are they somebody who goes out and talks about how powerful they are, or how well connected, or how they could handle you in a fight? No, but they could. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones you know nothing about. The ones who don't tell you everything they've got going for them. The ones who you should fear often are the ones who save those things for the real battles. This Emperor in the reverse battles everybody that gets in their way. They don't know what is actually protecting this Queen of Wands, and they're about to find out that it's a fight they should not have picked. All right, so I'm gonna pull a few from the Kipper, and then I'm gonna get started on those personal questions. As of right now, I've got Raymond, then Grindard, then Carla, and then Flower. Hello, Nehemiah. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. All right, what else do we have, please? Official person. This is that Queen of Wands. Now, what's interesting is I think a lot of people would say, oh, this must be the Emperor, right? But the official person is the one who makes the decision. The official person is the Queen of Wands, who has the ability to teach a lesson to this Emperor in the reverse, even if they don't want to believe it, right? So we have community. This is that Ten of Cups, the thing that is backing up or providing support or protection to this Queen of Wands. They are reinforced, perhaps in a little bit of a sneaky way. Unexpected income. So this Emperor in the reverse tries to bribe, says, hey, must be real difficult buying all those like beautiful luxury things that you like in your life if you're only making $125,000 a year. How about I double that for you? You just have to change the decision for me. What do you say? Nope, I don't want your unexpected income. So the Emperor in the reverse receives this rejection letter, or receives a absolutely not, and is concerned because they're not going to get what they want. Great fortune in the reverse. This is tied to that loss card that we had at the very beginning with the mice. This could be a very hefty judgment. This could require that they sell a property. This could be a divorce settlement where they're not getting everything that they want. But whatever it is, this Queen of Wands is not budging. They're not willing to move. They're not going to change their mind. So this Emperor in the reverse has decided they're going to resort to nastier tactics in order to get the judgment that they want from this situation. So I think they're going to end up realizing that they're getting themselves into more trouble as opposed to getting their way. Because again, this Queen of Wands has reinforcements. All right, we're gonna dive into those personal questions. Hello, Shane, how are you doing? Thank you, Rachel. God also loves ugly. Sorry, I had to. I'm from Minneapolis, you know? So Raymond's question is, what would make the ex want to return or come back before the end of 2025? What would make the ex want to come back to Raymond before the end of the year? We have the Magician, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Fool. This is saying the ability to bring this person back around or manifest this person is tied to something that is not equal. A new approach is required. With this Magician and the Fool, there's a lot of focus on new behaviors, new places, new choices, a new form of communication or being more honest. Is this more about emotional or financial? We've got Ace of Wands in the reverse, Chariot in the reverse. So the major block here is that there is some loss of interest, and this could be pertaining more to like the physical side of things. This could be about feeling wanted. This could feel a little bit easier in terms of someone wanting to come back if they felt like there was going to be more of a, how do I say this? Like a split in terms of why we're together. Is there codependency that needs to be addressed? Is there a sense of security around each other? Do we have the same desire in terms of where life is going? These major elements are seen as blocks right now, but with the Magician, there is something that you can do. It's important to be able to communicate those things at the right time. So is it possible to do this year? Yes. There's somebody who can help you. With the Three of Pentacles, there is a person that gives you good advice or offers support in a way that makes this possible for you. Not to say you are incapable of doing this by yourself, but if you want this to happen this year, there's someone who makes that possible. Hello, Adrienne. I hope you're having a good day. So I start the readings with a general or a collective reading. I've just finished that section, so feel free to start over from the beginning if you'd like. But now I'm going through the personal questions. I write them down throughout the reading and do them in order for those that have tipped or donated. And occasionally I like to do some freebies as well. I will admit this morning's reading probably not gonna happen because I'm already pretty hungry and I'm feeling lucky that you haven't heard my stomach growl. All right, so wishing you luck, Raymond. We've got Grindard up next. Has she been talking about me? I think you said over the last 3 days, last couple of days. No, not as much as she's been listening to other people talk about you. And I also feel like there's some decision here to talk to somebody, perhaps it's the jealous friend, with less frequency or not even about you, because there's something here that she's realized about her inner circle. So I do feel like there is a distraction from talking about you because there's some drama perhaps with a friend, but there's also some desire to be selective. Who am I going to talk to about my relationship, because I don't want to talk to everyone about it, right? Thank you, Dana. I got you. Did we make it official? Has Grindard and his lady friend, have they made it official? Not quite yet. And we've got the Two of Swords, Two of Wands. This is saying, make a plan, do something a little bit splashy. It could even be, you know, you send flowers, because I'm very focused on the Two of Wands wand there that has leaves on it. Send flowers and say, shall we make it official? You know, something like that. Be a little bit bold with it. Or, you know, intentional, right? Not just a random turn of the conversation. And I don't know why with the moon. I think she's wanting to know if it's official as well as you are. Seven of Pentacles. I do feel like there's something with flowers here. Maybe send her flowers. I don't know if that's your thing, or I think she would like it, but include in there, I don't know if I should give you like tips on Riz, but you know, like if you want to be a little bit dorky with it, like, would you like to be my girlfriend? Check yes or no. Because some people don't have a sense of humor and they might be like, "Ugh, what are you, 12? But I think that's fucking funny. Ooh, I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb. Sorry, guys. YouTube's going to be mad at me now. All right. We've got, has anybody asked about me? No. I feel like there's not much chat going on right now. Again, I think there's maybe some drama, some lack of socializing here. But I also feel like there's like a desire to talk to you about things more and maybe less to other people, because trust could be a concern right now. You cannot send flowers to France. Hey, you'd be surprised. I mean, I can send cookies same day to another place in, like across the country, which like kind of blows my mind. But anyways, let me write down flowers, additional question. We've got energy shifting. What happened with X? I got you. All right, so for Grindard, are they both in love? Are they both feeling that? There's questioning happening about that, right? So when you are feeling yourself falling in love, you start to like question, like, is this what's going on? Is there still a little bit of maturing of those emotions required? Yes. It's like you're waiting on a harvest, right? You planted the seeds, you see the leaflings, you see the fruit or whatever it is, the pumpkin growing, but it's not time to get there yet. You have to let it grow a little bit, but it's in process, or it's like film that's developing, right? Give it a moment, just a little bit momentito, but it's moving in the right direction, and I'm happy for you, Grindard. Wow, the light keeps fluctuating a lot. I'm sorry, you guys, it's kind of dark in here. But thankfully, I have my candle. Actually, I should probably light the other one, huh? What do you think? I don't know. It's so pretty right now. Okay. We're going to move on to Carla, and I'm going to switch to the Crow Tarot. What do we have for Carla, please? Hello, Miss Papa. How are you doing? What do we have for Carla, please? Knight of Cups in the reverse and Death. Eight of Wands in the reverse and the Sun. This is interesting. Okay, Carla. I don't always see the Death card as somebody who actually passed away, but I do see this as somebody who has passed away. And I do feel like this is somebody who is upset with how things happened, meaning either they passed away in kind of questionable circumstances or before their time. This person is or has been disgruntled, and this would be somebody who was close to you. They have felt like people had the wrong understanding of what happened when they passed away. So this could be, it was labeled an accident when it was really intentional, or the wrong person was blamed, or maybe even it was claimed that this person took their own life. My condolences either way. But I do feel like with the Sun, there is information that is going to be made available to you. So you may be hearing some information that you didn't feel was true, or you didn't expect to be true about somebody that you cared about who has passed away. And with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I do feel like there could be some questions here that still remain or make you a little bit upset as to how things could have happened this way. But I do think that you're going to get more of the information or be able to have a full understanding. It's like you're getting most of the information, and then there's more that still needs to be found, but you're going to understand more about what happened with this person. Hello, Margie. How are you doing? All right. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, Carla. And again, my condolences on whatever this was. For Flower, we've got Am I on the right track as far as like peace and healing? Yes. With the Fool, I know it might be easy to view that as somebody who is foolish, but the Fool in the upright position is about new beginnings, about a new chapter, and wisdom in this situation, because it's also paired with Temperance. Temperance is about a balance. So to me, this feels like you have started to get really good at figuring out what needs to be changed, what's working out, and what balances work best for you. So this is saying you are well on your way and making the right decisions. Is there something in particular that would be blocking anything? No, your responsiveness is solid. And we also have the star, which talks about healing. So you're getting like an A minus, if not an A on this, like solid. The King of Swords is in the reverse. However, there's one thing here as far as being honest with yourself. I think you're like very solid on the self-awareness, self-monitoring type things, but you may be a little bit too forgiving of somebody here. So we've got predictions for love. What do we have for Flower as far as predictions on love? Ooh, Rachel, you fast? All right. Predictions in love, we have the 10 of Wands, Strength in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles. So you are currently on like, let's put you at like 70-75% on a journey specific to love and changing that energy around love in your life. I do see that there had been maybe a tendency for people pleasing or doing too much for others, not getting enough in return. There's an end to some sort of codependency or willingness to put up with more than you should, and an appreciation that's growing within you as far as being on your own or being happy without being with somebody else. And this is the 9 of Pentacles is also about paying closer attention to your intuition. So I feel you're letting your intuition guide you away from what has caused you to have trouble in love. And it's helping you to be more attractive to the type of individuals that you would be happy dating instead of the ones who are codependent and toxic. So we've got 9 of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Cups, and the Page of Cups in the reverse. Are there going to be people that you need to reject, people who are not on your level as far as healing? Absolutely. But you have discernment for a reason. Your intuition is leveling up. So you're being told to trust yourself when you feel like maybe now is the time to trust somebody else or to let somebody else in. You've got to be a little bit open-minded with regards to how to love or how to feel trusting of people again, or in that romantic sense, right? Whether that's with somebody you've been with or with a new person, it's about making sure you trust that intuition of yours. Will I ever be peaceful or free? I sure hope so. Yes. So we've got the 6 of Pentacles. This is a card that talks about balance, but it's also a card that talks about gain. I feel like there's something about the universe wanting you to be in a better situation because you have done the work to get yourself out of a difficult situation. So yes, you will. The number 6 is important with regards to that. Could be 6 months, could be of the month. It could be that it's requiring you to change your living situation. It could be a bit of a disruptive situation before you get to that, but that's what change is, right? You go through the disruption in order to get to the awesome stuff, right? Like if you're remodeling a bathroom, you're going to rip out the stuff you don't like. You're probably not going to have an ideal bathroom situation, but when you get to, I don't know, the tub you've always wanted, or you finally have a great shower, or I don't know, whatever, water pressure is better. Whatever you're fixing is worth what the disruption is, right? And what do we have as far as advice for the week? Ooh, sorry. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the 3 of Pentacles. There is an obstacle in this week ahead that will seem daunting to you. Like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to deal with that? Or why would you put that on my plate? I don't know how to do that. Or I don't want to have this conversation. That sounds awful. This obstacle needs to be dealt with. Do not procrastinate on it. And the way to deal with it is by asking for help from a friend. Let's pretend you are getting a huge couch delivered and you can't move it by yourself. You can ask the neighbor, you put it where you need it, mischief managed, right? This is saying there's someone here who is happy to help you, but you have to be okay with asking for their help to deal with this obstacle. Why is there an energy shift with the X? Why is there an energy shift with the X? Four of Pentacles, the World in the reverse. Because there's something this person felt like they were able to keep from you, something that they were keeping secret, and they're concerned now that you know it. They're acting weird around you, or their energy is uncomfortable, like I'm pacing back and forth and I'm worrisome or anxious, and it's because I don't know exactly what you know, and I don't know what you're thinking about me, that kind of thing. All right, let's move on. Flower, I wish you luck. I'm excited to see all that positive energy come out for you as far as your healing, so I'm sending you a big ol' hug. As long as you like hugs. You can reject my hug if you're not into hugs. All right, we're gonna move on to Dana. We've got a request for a random reading for Dana. Oh, you're so welcome, Flower. Yeah, the internet's been a little bit questionable. Hello, Trace. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. All right, so for Dana, we've got the Seven of Wands, the Judgment in the reverse, Six of Swords, and Page of Wands in the reverse. So Seven of Wands is talking about protective energy. There's something here that you may be nervous about as far as a decision or a report, a finding. You may feel like you don't have what you need to get through this or to deal with this. But the advice coming through, or the message coming through, is with regards to this bad news, there's something here that's going to help you, or things are going to end up better than you expect. What's really important is for you to have a positive mindset, especially if this happens to deal with your son. This is saying your mindset is really important, making sure that the outcome is as good as it can be, because if there is some doubt or some negativity, it could kind of derail some of the things that could go in a better direction for you. So positivity is super important. All right, Miss Fafa, I'm gonna do one question. If you can be quick with putting your question in the live chat, I will do that, and then I'm gonna sign off. Is Yesh being blocked? No, Yesh, this says you are not being blocked, perhaps ignored. Ms. Fafa is asking, will I find a new job? Wow, the number 8 is really important for you, Ms. Fafa. There's something here about you're limiting the options in some way. This could have to do with working with somebody again or going back to a type of job that you did before. But the Eight of Swords is what's blocking you right now from getting a new job. It's advising you to apply for a different type or apply to different places. Open that net, or have a casting a wider net to increase your chances, because right now it seems to be very limited, or it's not broad enough. So that's what's blocking right now. If this is changed, how does that impact it? Then this changes, so you won't have to wait as long if you are a little bit more open-minded in terms of what you're looking for. All right, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And if you're able to hype the reading, I'm very excited about that as well. And